Welcome. My name is Marita, and you are watching The Read.
And what's the read?
Come on now.
And what you need? What you need to hear? What you need to see? And what's the read? And what you need? What you need to hear? What you need to see? Let the Spirit speak, ancestors and reach, guiding you spiritually. Long as you're listening to help you out, they talk through me. The insight that you seek or the closure that you need, you follow Spirit leads you. So call reader for the read. Ooh. Hey, and what's the read?
Come on now.
And what you need? What you need to hear? What you need to see? And what's the read? And what you need? What you need to hear? What you need to see? They wanna vibe with me on the read. Come take this journey with me on the read. We got our crystal stars, our cards on the read. Come take a seat.
I've actually had a few readings before in my life, not in a long time though. Just haven't had one in a long time. Want to hopefully get somebody to come through for me. We'll see.
And today I'm super, super excited to invite to this table in this very room, Sears. Boop, 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 boop. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you
so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. Whew. Wow, even I'm like, ooh, starting to do some things. Okay. So I'm very excited. Essentially, before every reading, I give a similar speech, right? That I'm communicating with your spiritual counsel, and my spiritual counsel, which I consider to be of the golden light beings that come to serve us on a regular basis, such as angels, ancestors, animal guides, or spirit guides, for clear, concise, honest messages that'll bless you on your journey. Okay. If at any point you're like, okay, girl, move on, right? Or, or if something doesn't make sense or anything like that, you just let me know. Other than that, I will try to check in periodically. I think I got the full rundown here. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Other than that, I love starting with our wonderful numbers. I'll bring my basket over here and we'll see what numbers. My table's a little, it's a little, let's see what we got. Numbers. I love how they did a little roll. We got 3, 6, 9. Very interesting that they're all divisible of 6 and they all kind of came up in this row as well. So I might not know right now, but we're going to ponder on that, okay? But generally speaking, right, we got March, June, and September. So these could be significant months, the 3rd, 6th, 9th of the month. I would also say for the ages coming up for you, 36 through 39 could be significant years where there's a lot of internal transformation. With the 6 in the middle here, 6s remind me of not focusing on the physical things in our life, such as career, money, homes, cars, right? And to really look internally for what our emotions and what our mind space is telling us. There could be a lot that maybe you either stuff down, because 3s, they give me a lot of energy of when things are going really well, we're feeling really good and we're doing all right. But when things are not going well, our coping mechanisms may struggle a little bit, or we may find ourselves self-isolating. And so I feel like there's a lot of spirit reminding you, one, that you do have a support system, okay? There could be this like weird element where you just feel like you don't have the family that you wish you had or the friends that you wish you had or something. And there's this element of spirit reminding you that you're always watched over and taken care of, even when you don't see it in the way that you wish, right? Okay. Also, 3s and the 6s do remind me of just making sure you have spaces to vent. Okay, because I feel like there could be like I like to call it emotional constipation. Okay, and there could be this element, right, where you're just kind of like, if I could find an outlet or something or someone where I could get the emotional intimacy that I'm reaching and searching for. So I do feel like the spirit is encouraging you to keep like setting intentions for it, writing about it in your journal, praying about it, and then opening your heart up to connection as well, right? That's the other end of it, is, are we open to it? Also, we did go back to that career and not worrying about like money, finances. So there could be something about 6s and 9s and 3s are all very like numbers about passion. Okay, and there's a lot about spirit saying you really should be pursuing things that make you feel invigorated. I think there may be this element of like when you're stuck in like a box, a space, a particular like 9 to 5 or something, you just start to feel like soul sucked almost. And there's a lot of spirit encouraging you to find those creative outlets as well. That maybe sometimes it scares you because of the uncertainty or whatever's going on. But I think if you're putting one foot in front of the other, if you're continuously replacing the way that you view how you will make that as well. So law of attraction and manifestation, right? If we're like, the universe is always abundant to me and everything I put out there receives millions of dollars, or, et cetera. cetera, et cetera, right? All the bull, right? So making sure that it's like exercise, right? Like it's better to walk than to not walk, right? It's better to pump our arms than to not do it at all. Okay. Other than that, I think that's all we have. Oh, 9's coming toward the end of a cycle in your life. Okay, so making sure that you're being very flexible. Okay. I do feel like maybe there's some resistance to letting go of some things or some people. So making sure that you're staying very, just flexible, fluid.
Okay.
Flexible, fluid. Right? But we're gonna keep moving. But questions, comments, or concerns? All right, I love it. I love it. So let's see what cards we have out here for Sears today. Spirit, and guidance. Okay. Understanding. Did you have like a father or a masculine energy pass away in your life?
Yes.
Okay, I do feel like they're making their presence known during this time period. Okay, and that's very interesting because like. Not to be that person, right? That psychic. But on the way here, there was a random paper in my lawn. It's in my car too. I'm gonna have to take a picture of that. Anyway, it's a random paper on my lawn that said father figure, and I was just like, what is this? And then on the way here, somebody's license plate said father figure, and that's when I was like, okay, now I've seen it twice. Yeah. So I didn't know. I was like, I didn't know if this was for you. Okay. So there's just some interesting things here. I do find the 8 of Diamonds does remind me of like an exchange of information. So I don't know if maybe you write letters to this person or you talk to this person. I don't know if there's something where people have been talking to you and reminding you of this person, but there's something about an exchange of information that's very significant here. Okay. So, obviously if it doesn't resonate now, that's okay. It might later on, it might not, right? But there's something here about that that's very significant. Also, when I think about the King of Clubs, it reminds me of someone who may have been considered maybe a little bit of an asshole, or they might have been like very interesting in the way that they communicated. And there's something about like them meaning well in the way that they came off. Yeah. Even if it was a little interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I'll leave them out because sometimes Spirit gets mad when I put them back. They're like, nobody asked you to get rid of me. So let's see who else or what else Spirit wants to talk about, hopefully. But let's see if there's anything. Oh. Something's always
got a jumper.
Okay, really, and it's flew right off of the table. All right, very interesting. So we've got this King of Cups. I always find it intriguing how in this deck the male or the masculine and feminine energies are kind of like swapped sometimes in the deck, and I love that about it. But there is something about maybe your sensitivity that Spirit wants you to continue to appreciate. There may be these instances in your life where like you opening up to people or you being upfront or authentic with people was maybe met with like backlash or met with some resistance. It could also mean that people projected onto you certain aspects of like what they wanted you to do, what career path, like just all these things. And there could have been such an effect from this that sometimes you see yourself as a deficit, like at a deficit to others, or just like, you just might like almost like a depersonalization or like a is there such a contrast, I think, between, again, like the way that people wanted you to be or projected or career or wanted you to work in versus like how you exist, and just the way that that has weighed on your self-esteem or self-worth at times. And I believe that Spirit wants you to continue processing through that, because there is something about your emotional depth is very much so needed in a lot of spaces, although I think that it has been met with a weird energy. Okay. And I think that there's some instances, again, where you've maybe felt a lot and it was just hard for you to put into words, or it was hard for you to understand. And it's just something about like continuing to explore it, maybe not putting a wall up against it. Okay. Also, there could be a lot of instances where you worked on like codependency with people, or like maybe people being like in your space, I don't know, enmeshment, or just some very interesting, like very close relationships where it was just like, look, we need some space, or we need this, something. So I think Spirit's proud of the work that you've done in your interpersonal relationships. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get kind of our last set, but I'm just checking in, seeing how you're feeling.
I'm good.
Okay, I love it. Let's see what else Spirit has. If I can ever shuffle, right? The way the shuffle, man, these cards are huge, and I'm always just like, help me, Lord. Okay. So let's see what we have. Spirit, providing guidance and understanding and clarity. Right. I was like,
quite a few of them.
Right. I was like, that was a bit of a chunk, but that's okay. Let's see what we got here. There could be a lot about traveling that's significant here, or moving that's significant. So making sure you're not boxing yourself into one specific geographical area. The car that, I don't know, yeah, like I don't know, traveling, maybe even needing a new car or wanting a new car or something like that could be significant. What else? There is kind of this energy I'm getting where there may be a few things that you have wanted to explore or get into in life that feel a little uncomfortable or frightening. So this could mean like a new hobby or a travel or a move or something. And there's a lot about Spirit reminding you that no matter where you go, you're always protected. What I always like about the imagery of the fire truck here is this person is going up the ladder, but firefighters are never by themselves. There's always someone on the radio. There's always someone else like on the ground at the station. And there's a lot about Spirit saying you might not find, again, that physical support that you're looking for in the exact places, but there's a lot of like spiritual players in your life. It's kind of giving me one that you might like see things sometimes either out of the corner of your eye or something that just makes you kind of be like, okay. I think there's also something about, there may be 2 other people that passed away, or just, these could even just be like grandparents or something like that, where they also watch over you. And so making sure that you recognize like God, the universe has placed little care packages, if you will, so that you always know that you're not persevering by yourself. Because almost all these cards kind of show people alone. And so there's a lot of, I think, you feeling very independent, but again, needing that connection here. Let's see, before we kind of close out, if there's anything else, making sure there's any situations where you did feel like stabbed in the back or betrayed, that you're releasing any like shame or guilt associated with these things, any heaviness associated with these things, and knowing that sometimes people they just people, you know, and I like to, because sometimes people are like, well, everything's not personal, but some shit is personal, but I do think we don't have to internalize everything, okay, and so there is this element of shaking some stuff off. There might be some other ways you also want to engage in personal expression. You may also want to like, I don't know, hair, clothes, tattoos, piercings. There may be something else that you're envisioning for your next like season of like, I hope you get what I mean. Like next season of like just you. And so I do feel like Spirit is like continue to express in that way. There's something about how this is very healing for you. Other than that, that is all I have for you today.
All right. It was pretty good. It's kind of funny. The 369 came up right away, and I don't know how many times this weekend we've heard the Little John song, "To the Window of the Wall." It says 369 at the beginning of it. Kind of crazy. I don't know. It was good. A lot of the stuff she said is pretty accurate with what I'm doing in my life. So it was pretty accurate. I'm pretty happy with that.
Checks out.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. I have a cat. I love my cat. Her name's Baby Cat. She's a tortoiseshell cat.
Cool. Yeah, sometimes.
I honestly have no expectations because like I've had a few different like readings at like different points in my life, and they've all kind of been different experiences. So I kind of have I'm like kind of open.
Today I'm so very excited to have the wonderful and awesome Jasmine joining me today at the table. Woo, Jasmine!
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I'm happy to have you. Thank you for sitting down.
Of course.
During this process, as you kind of already know, if you have questions, comments, concerns, you just let me know.
Okay.
And I give a similar speech before every reading. I'm communicating with your spiritual counsel and my spiritual counsel, which I consider to be all the golden light beings that come to serve us on a regular basis, such as angels, ancestors, animal guides, or spirit guides, for clear, concise, honest messages that'll bless you on your journey.
Okay.
Okay, yay! All right, so we'll start with our numbers. They have been very interesting lately, so I'm very excited to see what shows up today for Jasmine. What do we have? 402. Very interesting. So generally speaking, February or April could be significant months for you. Okay. 0 is a reset number. I feel like there may be a little bit of you deciding how you're going to reset your own femininity and womanhood. There could be some instances where you're trying to redefine what type of family life you want, who you are within like the social ecosystem and your own family ecosystem, maybe even if you want children, don't want children, or how you want to run your household. And I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to continue delving deeper into these aspects of yourself. Also, 4s remind us that everything is okay, even when it doesn't look that way. So there could be some circumstances where you're just kind of like, look, this looks fucked up. And I feel like Spirit is reminding you that things will turn out better than what you expect them to be. Okay. Also, 4s are a very reliable number, and so there could be a lot of ways in which you are really seen as dependable. And it may sometimes be a little draining because I see it 2s being a very maternal number. So it could be a lot of giving and loving and caring that you pour into others. And I feel like Spirit is reminding you to have boundaries, even though people do know that you're reliable. And it is, I believe, part of your life purpose to kind of be someone that people can call on, but not to the detriment of your internal space. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Also, ages 20 to 24 could be or could have been very significant, or there could have been a lot of life lessons that are occurring during that time period. So making sure you're very aware of the transformation that you'll be going through. Okay. Other than that, do you have questions, comments, or concerns?
Not yet.
Okay, so let's see what else is coming up for you today. We have Spirit. Oh, straight to it. There we go. We got a King of Diamonds, a 3 of Spades. Very interesting. So there could be a masculine in your life, like a masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a male, but that is a little, you might feel like their energy, either you or them, maybe both, a little bit of this like possessive kind of controlling energy that's a little like hard to work through, where it is that maybe this person really does care about you, but the way that they approach it could be a little off here. And I think that maybe you've tried to explain this, or you've expressed yourself, and maybe they're just not fully getting what it is that you're saying here. Does this resonate with someone that you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So there's something here where I feel like, because we got a King of Diamonds, a 4 of Diamonds, so I'm wondering if this person is very like focused on finances or career or money or something. Okay. And so there's a lot where maybe they're either projecting onto you how they feel like you should be doing running your career or your money, right? Or they're just so focused on finances, they may even use this to like leverage things in their lives or to like manipulate. And so there's just some instances here where I think you're kind of confused on like what you should be doing here or how you should be moving forward. And I'm just see what Spirit kind of thinks. Oh, well, there's a couple things. One, it could just mean that there's a significant younger person involved in this, like a child or a niece, nephew, right? Okay. Does that resonate, or is it
like
not?
my younger brother,
Okay,
maybe.
okay. I'm wondering if there's some, okay. Because if it's not directly related to, if it's not another person, this could sometimes just represent that this person's a little immature or has a lot of things that they need to work on.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, because I'm like, we gonna get down to what it is. Okay?
Yeah.
And so there's maybe some instances where maybe this relationship kind of went 0 to 100, or there wasn't a lot of foundational growth in it, which is making it difficult for both of you all to see eye to eye, because there's not a basis here for understanding that there may be in other interpersonal relationships. So I'm like, Spirit, can you give me an idea what to do with it? Because they're just describing it. But I do think Spirit's reminding you that that's what's most important in all of your relationships, is the friendship or the basis, the foundation of everything, okay? So not forgetting that moving forward when you build other relationships with other people, okay? Okay, so let's see what else we have. Oh, okay, things are just flying away, and that's okay. All right, the 9 of Cups. I think that Spirit is reminding you of what it is that you envision when you think about your emotional life, and how you need to make sure all of your relationships are reflecting that, because maybe sometimes you may like give people grace that they don't always deserve, okay, or give them a lot of chances when maybe you should be creating either better boundaries or requiring more from these relationships, because I think there's a lot that you want to show off in your life in a good way, where you just want to be like, look at what I've built, look at all these things that I've done, look what I have to show for my life. And I think Spirit is reminding you that if you're not seeing that reflected in a relationship, that you need to either speak up about it or pray about it or restructure the way that you're approaching it. All right. So let's see what else is coming out here. All right. Spirit, what do we have today? Oh, okay. It's a lot of people, seems like Spirit wants to talk about today. Like you got a lot of people in your life, doing a lot of different things. So I'm trying to make sure I'm deciphering between all the relationships. So there could be maybe a roommate situation or a living situation that's very interesting here. Okay. And so I do think there's a little bit of you wanting something different from what it is that you're getting in your living situation. And I think that you would benefit from working on like manifestation, law of attraction kind of things to restructure that. And so, you know, in your journal, like the people in my home are loving and caring. We all get along and understand each other, right? Really projecting into the future what it is that you're desiring from these relationships, because there's just something very, very interesting happening here, okay? And I think that, yeah, I'm also wondering if people are having other romantic issues in their life that are flooding into your life, okay? Because I'm just like, baby, what's going on? And so I do think back to the boundaries piece, projecting into the future some positive things. And I think Spirit's also saying the way that you're viewing people is correct. Because I think that you have a certain opinion about things that people may be gaslighting you about or pretending like they don't, like you don't know what you're talking about, when actually you're really peeping shit the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So continue to do your best job to just project positivity into them. Okay. There might also be a little jealousy from people going on too, or people being a little like wanting their cake and eating it too, like wanting more than what it is that they're supposed to be having here. Some very interesting dynamics. All right. Let's see if we can get anything else before we close out here, unless you have anything you want to touch on or anything. Okay. So let's see, Spirit, what do we have? Jasmine, oh. They are very excited to talk today. I'm like, there's just cards everywhere. And that's okay. So, back to the people, I see. Back to the people. Yeah, I guess your love life has been interesting, it looks like. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, it's been a very interesting emotional life that you've had. I think that, again, there might be this element of people having a lot of opinions about the way that you make your money, or a lot of opinions about how much you make, or just really pocket watching. And and I'm like, baby, you're back up a little bit. So I continue to stand your ground on the answers that you give people, not divulging more than you feel like you need to divulge. It reminds me of like my granny used to be like, you know, like men don't even know how much money you make, you know? Okay. So there's a lot of advice on keeping what is close to you and what's precious to you, right? We also have here, I think there might be a little hesitancy coming back to you deciding what way you want to go when you're dealing with people. And I think that you've dealt with a lot of like heartache, or a lot of like emotional struggles and challenges, maybe in the last like 2 to 4 months or 2 to 4 years, something like that. And there's a lot about spirits, and you don't have to, you're not stuck in this dynamic, okay? And that nothing has passed you by. So if you want to meet new people, experience new things, release drama, trauma, then you're entitled to do that. And that there's no obligation that says that you must engage with these people, even if it's family. There's certain workarounds to create the space that you need to thrive, okay? Let's see if there's any last things. They're very adamant about continuing to do what you need to do to create abundance in your life. I think too that there's a lot of intuitive guidance that you receive on your own that maybe, again, people try to like spiritual gaslight you or something, and there's a lot about spirit saying make sure you really follow through on the nudges that you get. Okay. Might be some things to be worked through with your mother as well, process through, okay? So just making sure that you are continuing to observe and pay attention to what it is that you receive, because I think mom means very well. It may just be very interesting sometimes the way that things come out. Okay. We also have the back to the establishment of a home being significant. So if you want to move, a lot of positive signs for that. There's a lot of feelings. You just have so many feelings, and I think that it would be really important for you to write it out, journal it, find someone to vent to, because I think you don't always have the outlet that you need to express it. And I think you could really benefit from having someone else to get it out. I think also animals could be significant. So dogs, cats, house pets, or seeing animals when you're out and about. So writing down the symbolism or paying attention to what they're doing. Okay. And then continuing to, they're just, mom really means well, and there's a lot about spirit being proud of what it is that you both have grown into, I think, in the last couple of years or so, because there's a lot that you all have had to endure together, separate from other people. And Spirit is very proud of the work that it takes to maintain that on both sides, and that it's very significant, and that it was very meant for you all to have this type of relationship. Okay, and it was very meant for you all to spend this type of time together. Okay, I got you, Buki, I got you. It was very much so meant for you all to be on this particular journey, and you may sometimes wonder, like, why the fuck did we have to have all these things?
Yeah.
You know, why was it just me and her? Like, what was going on here? There's a lot of spirit saying a lot of this was ahead of time written right? And Spirit knew that you all would thrive in spite of, okay? It doesn't make it fair.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make it right, okay? So we don't excuse people's bullshit, you know, but Spirit saying we made sure that you all would still be safe and still be in this place today, and that you're never left alone, okay? And that you're very much so cared for, even when it doesn't feel that way, even when everything else around you is burning down, okay, and fucking up. You are okay, and you're safe, okay? All right.
I feel really nice about it. I feel like she definitely was kind of touching on some things that I have been in like deep thought about, so that is really cool. Just the mentioning of all my people, because it's true, I have a lot of people and a lot of people just kind of telling me different things, and lots of family.
Now this part of the show, it's all about you. You'll choose between two numbers, or maybe you'll feel drawn to both, and then we'll take the time to interpret those numbers until we meet again. We have two numbers today, 148, and we have 342. So 148 and 342. So let's begin. Our keywords for angel number 148 are leadership, masculinity, new beginnings, foundations, angels, trust, good karma, business success, and balance. Many blessings are awaiting you. This is a time of expansion and career growth. Sometimes we have to step into the unknown in order to grow. Holding yourself back by listening to self-doubt is not the answer. This number acts as a reminder from your angels that all good things will work out for your good. Continue to set solid foundations by budgeting, creating business plans, and writing out your intentions. You can expect your life to turn around in a positive way. Believe in the impossible and make sure that you believe in yourself. Now, for all those that chose angel number 342, here are your keywords: creativity, higher beings, the Trinity, co-creation, foundations, we've heard that a couple of times, angels, strength, femininity, choices, and intuition. Sometimes we want to handle everything on our own. We know that if we do it, it's done right. However, we are placed on this planet with trillions of other people in hopes that we will make connections and build together. You have put in the work to create something solid and of good quality. This could be a home, a business, this could be even within your family life. So it's so important that you remember that everything cannot rest on your shoulders. Even God has angelic helpers. That's been a theme this episode. Reach out to Spirit through prayer and invite their help and assistance into your life. Allow other people to support you. Well, that's what we have. So until we meet again, have a blessed and wonderful time. Bye.